Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing good. Just wanted to make a quick video today talking about variation, okay? We're going to be talking about variation and we'll end out this chapter. We'll be talking about variation for just a few days. What we're going to do today is talk about what's called direct variation. But let's talk just for a second. What is variation? Variation is a relationship between two or more variables. And there are a few different types of variation that people use to describe these relationships, and they all kind of come with an equation that goes along with them. For example, direct variation, which we'll be talking about today, has this equation that goes along with it, y equals kx. Okay, and the two variables that are in that, I know k is also in there, and we'll talk about that in a second. But what this is saying is it's really talking about the relationship between y and x. What the way you would pronounce this, if you're going to say this, you would say y varies directly with x. And sometimes, if people are being weird, they'll say y varies directly as x, but I will not. That's not one word. They'll say y varies directly as x, but I will not be saying that. I just think that sounds weird. But if you see that on anything else that we're doing, it's talking about the same thing as y varies directly with x. All this means is that y is in this relationship with x where y equals k, which is some number I'll talk about in a second, times x. And that's the relationship between those two variables. And k is what's called your constant of variation. So there's always a constant of variation between these two variables, and it'll give you some information usually in these problems to go solve for k and figure out what it is. It's just the constant between the two variables. It can be 2, or it can be a half, or it can be 10. It just depends on what the problem is. Okay. So what I want to show you guys do is what I want to show you guys now is how you would do these problems that have to do with variation. So let's talk about just this first one. And these are copied and pasted from the IXL that I'm going to have you guys do about this today. It says in a direct variation, y equals 20 when x is 5, and it wants you to write a direct variation equation. So all that's going to tell us is it's going to tell us to write the equation. We're not going to have to go use it to solve for anything, which we will do later, but it just wants us to write out this relationship. And what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to, first we're going to have to solve for k. All right, we're going to have to solve for k, figure out what k is. How do you do that? Is that you set these two things up in the relationship. So this relationship is y equals kx, and it tells me y and it tells me x, so I can solve for k. So it tells me that y is 20 right here in this part, and it also tells me x is 5. So plug 20 in for y, don't know what k is, and then x is 5. And then if you divide those two things, you can solve for k. That tells me that k equals 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay? But remember at the beginning, it didn't want you to solve for k, it wanted you to write a direct variation equation. So what that means is that your final answer, you need to go back in and plug this k in to this equation. Okay? So y and x, so let me write our final answer down here in red. Y and x are going to stay as variables in your equation. And then you figured out what k is, and all this equation says is that in this relationship, it says that y equals 4 times k. That's not right. It should be 4 times x. K is what's 4. So you should get y equals 4 times x. And that just means that, let me highlight. So that means that the relationship between y and x here is y equals 4 times x. That's an example of a direct variation relationship. Let me scroll down and keep going. So let's do this one that's got fractions on it. Here it says in direct variation, y is negative 8 over 9, and x is 7 over 9. So let's go ahead and start calculating this. So we're going to use y equals kx again, because this is a direct variation, and we'll have some other equations later for a different kind of variation. But today it's all y equals kx. And then put negative 8 over 9 in for y, and we're going to go solve for k and put positive 7 over 9 in for x. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by this 7 over 9. And I apologize because I know there's a lot of fractions going on. So like on the right side, those cancel out. And then k will equal, if you type this in your calculator, let me put some parentheses up, for my fractions. I'm going to do negative 8 over 9. And then I'm going to divide that by 7 over 9, also in parentheses. And my calculator will divide all these fractions for me. Whoop, that looks really bad. And I would suggest turning that into a fraction, negative 8 over 7. So k is negative 8 over 7. And you may want to write it as a fraction because your IXL may not like you rounding it off as a decimal. I think it's going to want your answer as a fraction. And it says, again, write a direct variation equation. So our answer is going to be y equals what we got for k times x. And k here is negative 8 over 7x. So that's our answer, and we don't have to go any further until we get to the next couple examples. So this one's a little bit different as I scroll down a little bit. This one gives you the information a little bit different. It gives it to you in coordinate points. It's just saying that x is negative 9, y is negative 18, and then it tells you x is 1, and it wants you to go figure out what y is when x is 1. So what we have to do this is, again, it's direct variation, so we're going to be doing y equals kx. And what we're going to go do, we're going to plug in this first set of points and figure out what k is. And then we're going to use that info to go find, now it's asking us to find y here when x is 1. That's what it says in English, at least. So I'm going to put negative 18 in for y. And you can do this without doing the formula. Once you get a little bit more used to it, you'll see what's going on. So I get negative 18 when k times negative, from k times negative 9. So how do I figure out what that is? Divide by negative 9. That tells you that k is 2. So then if you know, so that tells you the equations y equals 2 times x, because k is 2. So it tells you x is 1, and it wants you to go find y. So y equals 2 times 1. So all you're going to do is multiply x by 2. So you multiply x by 2, and you get 2 for y. So that's your final answer for this one, is 2. And the next example is going to be similar to that. So you got to go figure out what k is, and then you've got to use that information to go find x or y in another situation. So let me scroll down and talk about the last one. These two problems are a little bit harder than the first groups of ones where you're just coming up with equations. So let's start. So it's going to give you a piece of information. Y varies directly. I did not want to highlight that. Y varies directly with x. So that tells me I'm going to be using y equals kx. And then it's going to give me this little piece of information. Y is 20 when x is 10. So we're going to use that information to find k. And then it's going to ask you kind of this second piece. And it'll say find x when y is 16. So let's go back and let's go find k first. So use 20 for y. Set it equal to k times x. X is 10. So you can look at that, divide by 10. That tells me that k is going to be 2. And then I know that k is going to be 2. So what I'm going to go do, I'm going to plug that into my equation. So y, in this equation, in this relationship, y is going to equal 2 times x. And it's not like that in every problem, but for these two, coincidentally it was. K is not always going to be 2. And then what I'm going to do is take this second piece of information, and I want to find x. So I need to find x when y is 16. So let me plug in 16 for y down here. So 16 equals 2 times x. And see, I know k, but I don't know what x is. So now I've got to divide these two things and figure out what x is. So if you divide both of those by k to figure out what x originally was, you should get 8. Okay? And those are all the types of problems that you can run into while you're doing this. Please, FaceTime or email me if you've got any questions, and I'll be glad to help you.